Some places inspire you to explore, to see what's around the next turn, discover something new. Moab, Utah is one of those places. The rugged beauty of its terrain seems to embody what off-road exploration is all about. Easter Jeep Safari has called this place home since 1967, and I've come to find out why.
Before we get into all that, remember to click subscribe and visit Edmunds for all your car and truck shopping needs. This is Courthouse Rock, and they've assembled 6 Jeep concept vehicles that show off what they're thinking about how you might customize a Gladiator and maybe some things they're thinking about doing in the future. So we're going to take a look at all 6 and maybe get behind the wheel of a couple of them.
I tracked down Mark Allen, Jeep's head of design, to figure out what this event is all about and why these concept vehicles are here.
So tell us about the Easter Jeep Safari and what we're about to experience here in the next couple of days.
We're in Moab, Utah, which is kind of mecca for off-roading. Easter Jeep Safari has been going on here for, I think this is 53 years now.
Wow.
And it was, if you don't know, the trails out here through the rocks were sort of created when they were looking for uranium. They were driving little flat fender Jeeps around on the rocks. And then a club formed with Jeep enthusiasts, and at some point they dedicated an event. It's the leading up to Easter. They have an off-road event out here, and it started out very small with the club, and it's grown into this monster that we have today. We have a map that we put up, worldwide map, and people put pins up. They come from around the world to come to this event.
Wow. And
you'll see Jeeps on the street here. It'll be bumper to bumper by the middle of the week. They have dedicated trail rides. It's the same club. They still organize and run the events.
So when did Jeep officially start participating in the event? Has it been since the very beginning?
Well, since they used our vehicles, I guess from the first one. But as a corporation, I don't know. I came out here in, I think it was about 2003, my first time. I've helped grow it a little bit for our company. My main mission is to get awareness within the company of not the customer side, the consumer side of Jeep, but the enthusiast side. It's very key. It's what makes the whole thing run. Wrangler is the center of our universe when we talk about Jeep vehicles. This is the center of universe for Wrangler right here. Mm-hmm. Most people are not aware of the capabilities a Wrangler has.
Right.
Highly capable off-road, and this is a great environment to learn about it, see it happen, and experience it. And it's really beautiful out here.
So you brought concept vehicles out here. So
yeah.
What's with that? How long have you been doing that?
It's hard to say when we really started. I'll tell you how we started. I built a vehicle. It was a diesel Liberty of all things. It was built for SEMA. At some point we brought it here, and it was parked static in a little tiny Jeep display, and people looked at it. I was bored with that and said, I'm gonna go drive it, because I made it fully capable. I had 35-inch tires and lockers and all that stuff. So it was pretty humble beginning. Now we have 6 vehicles that we bring. They're all special builds, and we present them here. They're not parked inside of a building. Jeeps don't want to be in buildings. They want to be out roaming. The vehicles that we build, we look at them as gifts to people here that come to this event to see these vehicles. They see ideas that we have that we don't have in production. They see the enthusiasm we have when we put into the vehicles, the passion for that. And also, hopefully, and we've seen evidence of this, they get ideas for the vehicle that they want to have and customize and build.
Right.
This year, we just brought Gladiators. We're celebrating the launch of Gladiator. We have 5 new Gladiators here. And then we have a customized M715, which there's no real good business reason to make that other than it's exciting, fun, passionate, and creative.
What has this event done for the products that you're selling today? I mean, has any of that actually made it into the new product?
Good question. And the answer is yes. Based on what we try out here.
Right.
The metal bumper that's winch capable that the ends come off of.
Right.
Moving the fender flares up on the Rubicon for more clearance. Having the heat extraction hood on it. Probably the soft top works on the new Wrangler. having the safari mode is a direct descendant of what we do out here.
Well, I noticed that some of these concepts seem to speak to the modification. You know, they have a lot of Mopar parts that people can buy, yes, and it's kind of an example of what you can do. But there's also some things on these concept vehicles that look like they might be ideas you're trying out. And in fact, the J6 itself, the short cab Gladiator, looks like it might be something you're trying to take people's temperature on. Is that what is going on with some of these concepts?
That's exactly what's going on. We're looking to get feedback. The J6 in particular is not currently an active or a live product, but you never know.
So you've been coming here for a while. How has the event changed over the years?
The event has changed, I think, drastically when the four-door JK Wrangler showed up. The majority of Jeeps you see on the street here are going to be the four-door Wranglers, kids in the back and dogs and stuff. That was a big change. We were told for years and years that a Wrangler, when it was just the two-door, it was always, its number one cross shop was a speedboat. Because that's where the extra money in the family could go. Right. The four-door changed that. Now it's I can use it every day kind of a vehicle. Yeah. And now we have a third Jeep. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it takes a little while, but that's a really good family.
So this is called the Wayout concept. And I guess this is an accessory snorkel you can buy right now for a Wrangler, and that means it'll fit on a Gladiator because everything up here is the same. These type of fuel containers are made out of metal and they've insetted into the bed. Of course, if you have a tent mounted up high, you've got to get up there. Some of them have lean-to ladders that you've got to store. This one's built into the rack and onto the top of the fender here. So I guess the first step is the tire. This is really cool. I mean, here it is. Just plug your hose in here and go around the truck and add the air when you're done wheeling. They call this the J6. This is the one I'd have. Looks like I could sell it right now. It's just a matter of, is it worth their while to do it if enough people would buy this, because, you know, it's not a four-door cab, which is what everybody wants. So this is the Scrambler concept. Mainly what we see here, besides the graphics, is a lot of Mopar parts that they sell for the Gladiator. This is the gravity concept, as it says right here. I'm a kind of person who doesn't like a lot of direct sunlight on me, so this is really nice because you still get the view. Yeah, Jeep may be one of the easiest vehicles to modify. There's so much you can do and so many parts that are available. The switches inside, I can't stress how easy it makes to make these lights functional without doing any crawling under the dashboard or any weird wiring.
So we're headed south out of town to a place called Jack's Tracks and Cameo Cliffs. It's an area I've never been, which isn't really surprising because there are countless trails out here. You could come here for 10 years and never do the same trail twice. So right now we're in the middle of a line of about 15 Jeeps, which is about normal. We've got a trail run started. This one is being led by Nina Barlow, and she has been associated with the Jeep brand for a long time because she has a Jeep rental outfit in Sedona, Arizona, and another location here in Moab. So she rents Jeeps to tourists year-round. Trail we're on right now is outside of Moab. It's a really cool combination of junipers and slick rock and vistas. There's been a couple of challenging obstacles, but not terribly difficult. So we've been playing around with some of the features here in this Gladiator. This one has the trail cam that points forward, which we didn't have when we did our comparison test. So that's been kind of neat to play with. The interesting thing about these trail rides is
you know, you usually are signing up for one you've never been on. I've never been on this trail before, so there's always this anticipation. What are we going to find? What are we going to see? And is it going to have any crazy obstacles, or is it going to be pretty tame? I have a feeling this one will be somewhere in the middle, which is fine because, you know, I just like to go places I haven't been before. Who knows what's ahead? Obviously, Nina knows, and we'll find out when we get there. So I heard somebody call you the mayor of Moab.
The mayor of Moab, wow.
Is that the first time you've heard that?
There's probably a lot of other people that deserve that title more so, but
maybe they were joking.
That could be, yeah. The Queen of Jeeps, I like that one.
Okay. I don't think I've ever asked you this before. When did you get started four-wheeling?
I grew up with it,
Yeah.
of course, yeah. I started as a tour guide in Sedona back in the mid-90s, and then I started my own company in 2004.
Has it always been Jeeps?
Has it always been Jeeps? There's been a lot of other, no, you're asking if I'm monogamous in that regard? No.
Well, I mean, you know,
So a Jeep has always been the go-to. Obviously, I mean, there's
Right.
really nothing that can touch it for just off-road performance, and the culture, of course, is awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've had Broncos and Unimogs and, of course, Ram trucks.
So you lead trail rides, and you're also certified.
So there's an organization called the International Four-Wheel Drive Trainers Association. And I am a certified master trainer with that association. We have about 150 members worldwide that are certified trainers. And only about a half a dozen of us that have achieved the master trainer certification.
Cool. Cool.
And you happen to have another one with us, John Marshall, that was on the trail with us today.
Oh, the one running tail gunner today?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Who rents Jeeps from you? Is it tourists? I mean, who is it? People who are trying a Jeep out to see if they want to buy one?
The clientele that we get in Sedona is a little different than what we get in Moab. Usually in Moab, they kind of know where they want to go. They just need the Jeep to get there, and they're here to see the parks and the scenery, and or they might be mountain bikers or climbers or something that just need to get from point A to point B too.
So is the four-door Wrangler the one that really got things going? I mean, has it always been focused around four doors?
Obviously I've been in the business since before we had four-door Wranglers.
Yeah,
but,
that's true. Yeah.
But we have, and I was one of the naysayers in 07. I was, you know, you were with me. That, a four-door, that's not a real Jeep, you know. But by 2008, that was what I was driving. And up here in Moab, that's all we run are four-door hard tops. That's all anybody wants.
Well, I imagine people are coming here with their family, right?
Right. And one of the amazing things that we've seen is, you know, back when we were renting TJs, people only wanted to take them out for a couple of hours or a day.
Oh, yeah, right.
And then with the late JKs, not so much the early JKs, but the later JKs with the better motor and transmission, and now the JLs, now they'll take them for the whole week, and they'll spend their whole vacation, you know, in the Jeep, because they can take it to the Grand Canyon or Capitol Reef or wherever they're going. So,
oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's changed the business. It really has.
So the Easter Jeep Safari, how about that? Tell us how that's changed since you've been coming to it.
Well, it's interesting because, of course, it's Easter Jeep Safari, but for a while, like in the 90s and up through the, you know, probably early mid-2000s, it really did become an all breeds event. I mean, we'd have the Suzuki guys and the Bronco guys and the K5 guys, and then as the JK came out and became a lot more popular, we heard people jokingly call it, you know, Easter JK Safari. And so, you know, and now of course the JL just even took it beyond that. And of course it's gone from a group of, you know, 60 friends getting together to, well, it's still a group of friends getting there. It's just like 30,000 of your closest friends.
So that started in what, 19, I can't do the math.
What year was that?
67.
Yeah, something like that.
So,
yeah, it was kind of the club getting together and trying to invite some people from out of town to, you know, bring some attention to Moab. And,
there's so many roads here, I don't think I'd ever be able to see them all.
Right, yeah, no, and you have to accept that. It can be difficult.
I know. I've made peace with it.
But yeah, you get to go out and check them out, and I'll do that. Like, you know, if I have a day off, I'll just go wander around, and I got to go check out this.
Right.
I found points on maps that had an interesting name, and I needed to know what was there. And sometimes it's a bonanza.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. How does nobody know about this? I mean, Easter Jeep Safari, of course, has grown so much, and it's really a focal point. I mean, all the industry people come here. It's known internationally now. And we really have the opportunity to become an example of where we need to go in the future. And of course, more and more people are getting out there and recreating, way more people out on public land than there ever was, than we ever imagined there would be.
Right.
The Red Rock Four-Wheelers as a club is in a unique position to be able to really offer education for people that are attending and really kind of lead where we need to go with responsible use of the land and the trails, and
Right.
and partnering with the BLM and the Forest Service to make sure that we can maintain trails for us to enjoy.
This was a fun trail. I mean, there was a few difficult problems, not terribly difficult, but enough to see how a Gladiator can really perform when you put it to a little bit of a test. It was beautiful throughout. There's some great fins, some steep climbs, some steep descents on slick rock. Overall, the end of the trip, it's a bittersweet feeling. I had a great time, the truck did well, but I'm gonna have to hand the keys back, and I don't think I want to.
The Easter Jeep Safari is something different for everybody. It's a destination, it's an event. It's where you can parade your heavily modded Jeeps through town after testing them on the trail. Most of all, it's a community, a tribe, a family of off-road enthusiasts who travel from all over the world to explore the unknown. That's what's kept this event going year after year.